A lifetime of hard work, children laughing in the kitchen, family photos on a restaurant wall, a legacy that lives on. It all comes from the power of a conversation, like the one Tommy Hall had with First Horizon Bank about taking over his father's Charleston-based restaurant business. Now the table is set for a whole new generation. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/Tommy. First Horizon Bank, member FDIC. An avid cyclist dreams of turning his passion into a business. He consults his banker to help find the best path. Now bike wheels are being built, and all it took was a little push to get rolling. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/Clint.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get started.
I have thought a lot in the last 24 hours.
Time to get your weekly sports fix.
By the skin of their teeth, they lost.
Then you can just ride it the whole thing.
With Stix.
What's going down, brother?
Shoot, man. Hey, I'm doing all right, man. I'm not doing as good as Patrick Cantlay with the $15 million big bag for playing golf, and I'm not doing as bad as Mark Few, so it's all good.
Oh, snap. Shout out Dirk Irvin and his Gonzaga Bulldogs.
You be riding dirty.
I was wondering
if
you caught that Mark Few story. I saw that yesterday. Man, that dude, he's just trying to release some steam, man. He's been doing it for 25 years. He's just out there and about. Where was it? Idaho,
wilding out across the border.
Lane.
Yeah, across the border, wilding out. I mean, look, it's a stressful life dealing with young dudes, young people in general. They wild. They don't listen half the time. Who knows what all he was doing? Hopefully, it was a recruiting trip, and he nailed down a top recruit, got him hammered. Well, I don't know, since he'd be in high school. So I don't know. Maybe that's not what he was up to, but looked like he was having a good ass time. Better than everybody, better than all us.
I'm sure you'll hear apology statement via his people and him here soon. So
the university has already said they're obligatory. We're looking into the details of the situation,
and we don't condone it. Not a lot of. What else been going on? You haven't been doing any more Bavia shit down there, or what?
No, man, I'm good, man. This is the first full week of, 2 kids at school, so I'm getting the hang of this little flotation device. But other than that, man, I'm sitting up here chilling. Labor Day, we had the nice little grub I had to throw down. I always do, because it's the last, in theory, barbecue holiday. I got to take full advantage of that. Couple drumsticks and couple little ribs out there. It was a good time. Meat Fest 2020.
Hey, well, I was at the trap, so, making that hard-earned money out there for all the people, the real deal stuff. So, man, it was another solid holiday in the retail business.
Yeah. Do you still get that same pop of people, and as far as foot traffic goes? Is that still a thing that people literally wait till Labor Day to get down, and it gets disrespectful?
Nah, I was boring as fuck.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe not at the new trap, the old trap. You know how it was.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I was seeing the model for the way that people purchase goods that has took a big ass flip flop. So, if I'm pretty confident on my child's size of this and that, and backpacks that they want, I could just hit buy it now, and that shit shows up. Yep. Minimal interactions with the public.
That's the way to go. I like your thinking. I wish more people had minimal interaction with the public, because there ain't no bonus money rolling around, and there ain't no extra cash flow rolling through. So
you need to transfer to Florida. They don't give a shit about no kind of public interaction. They breathing on each other's neck for fun.
Let's get. I'm not even gonna say it. Let's see here. You know what? And I'll speak home before we get into the real gig and the real fire that I know you want to talk about.
What you got?
I'm excited for football. That's all I got to say. And let's we're gonna have some good stuff popping off here in the next few months we got going on. So you know what? We got a little bit of this stuff to cover before we get into the NFL, but we ready.
Yeah, the excitement level is large. I don't know if it's, the effects of, the COVID situation and the possibility of everything that could possibly come and be going on at games, the level of frustration. People they've completely forgot how to socialize. They're just getting into fights and pouring stuff on people. So it'll be interesting.
Fights everywhere, dog. College football games. I mean, Jesus.
Everywhere. Even Evander Holyfield said, well, since y'all out here fighting, let me put on a fight. You know what I mean? So everybody want to fight nowadays, but it'll be interesting to see crowds in there. It feels like it's going to be new, to be honest with you. I mean, to me, I feel like I'm a little bit more ramped up than maybe I was 2 years ago around this time because of everything that transpired last year.
Over under on let's see. We got
the times they say Buda Baker. Oh, go ahead.
16 games over under on how many fights there, just fights in the actual stands at a game, not entire game, but over under those 16 games. How many of those did you get showed? Over under 4.5.
Under, because you know
under?
what? Yeah, because it's going to happen and we'll hear about it after the fact, but it's not going to be televised. They've gotten smart about this shit, and for whatever reason, they're taking a stance against not televising fan fights and this kind of thing. They don't even show you streakers no more. What is the world coming to? I can't see a fool with goldennugget.com in the nude running across the pitch. I mean, they still doing it over there. They don't care in Europe. They don't care. But see, we can't even have little stuff like that.
True story. All right, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. Go to thisisfunder.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family. You can follow me on Twitter at Stix015. Follow this guy, Anonymous Big Homie, at homie_anonymous. You know he's got the fire takes. I'm telling you, you guys need to be checking him out and send this dude some hashtag Stix and Sports because he's ready to get it. He's ready to get it back. He's ready to take the heat and he's ready to give the heat right back.
For the best TV viewing experience, witness the coziest maroons, the most vibrant and brightest moons, the eeriest and darkest tombs, and radiant and vivid hues in any type of room with the Neo QLED and OLED TVs by Samsung. We're supposed to say Samsung, but that didn't rhyme, so you're welcome. Samsung, more wow than ever.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
You got to mix it up a little bit. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, the final score.
All right, now it's Big Homie. I just want to roll through some quick shit here for you real quick.
Quick shit.
Quick shit. Dude, hey, we all know college football is back, baby.
College football is back.
Go Noles. And I don't know what Chris the producer has going on with our fantasy football draft we did on Sunday, but
oh man,
you'll know how excited I was during that game. We're trying to do a draft. I'm trying to watch the game. I'm trying to answer the 37 text messages I'm getting from everybody at the same time. But
I think people were genuinely worried about you that day.
It could have been. Very well could have been and very well needed. They lost at number 9 Notre Dame, 41-38. What in the fuck? What is my nemesis? But what do I like the most? Those damn kickers are not as big, homie.
Well, hey, they got one job. Look at how well they do it.
In his defense, I think there was a timeout right before that they tried to ice him, and it was also like somehow it went from the 20-yard line when they start for the overtime or whatever to it ended up being like a 50-yard field goal or some shit that he had to kick. How do you go from a normal 30 would have been like a 37-yard field goal or some shit like that to a 50-yard field goal? So you couldn't even get any offensive positive yards on the offense in overtime. So your kicker can actually have an opportunity to make a kick.
No.
But anyways,
why would I want to do that? I mean, I'm trying to go for the longest field goal of all time. Let's go backwards.
In overtime, much needed. Touchdowns are better in overtime, but hey, let's settle for a field goal. But hey, you know what? I was impressed. 41-38, number 9 Notre Dame. Notre Dame ain't no joke. Now it's big homie. You were talking about their quarterback, something couch or coach or some shit.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's quarterback. So, I mean, they put on a game. But hey, you all need to go and check out the backstory on the second-string quarterback from Florida State who came in the game in the fourth, Mackenzie Milton. The dude is Alex Smith, bro. That's all I got to say. You need to check out his shit. It's not as bad as Alex Smith, but it could have been. He used to play at UCF. He had a dislocated knee, and the doctors basically told him he'd never play again. Damaged arteries and nerves in his knee, underwent surgery, all that stuff. And that was in 2018, and he's back on the field in 2021. So mad respect to him. I think he's going to be going to see a lot more playing time this year. So we'll see what happens. But good stuff, my Noles. So go Noles. Have to give them the shout out. It's college football season, baby. We don't know a lot about college football. We're going to get, but you know what? We know a little bit about a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you need to know. You just need to know a little bit about a lot. And then you become
there you go. A little bit about a lot. I like that.
That's all it is. And they have a name for that. That person is a jack of all trades. You know a little bit about a lot. You don't want to know nothing about one thing. Okay, that's just the one you don't want. You don't want to know nothing about only one thing. Okay, but if you know everything about one thing, okay, I feel you. But you got to diversify your portfolio. You don't know enough.
Hey, that's great. That's great, Hanaus, big homie. I like that. See, that's why we work together so well. We got all this stuff we talk about every week for the people, and you know what? We do know a little bit about a lot of things, don't we?
That's right. Homie philosophy.
Homie philosophy 101, baby.
You see that? You know what I mean?
Hey, check this out. The Pac-12 North had a rough weekend. So for all you Husky fans out there, favored by number 20 to be ranked in the preseason to start the season, favored by 23, lost by 6 to Montana, 13-7.
How come we weren't on that dog? That's the dog we needed to be on. I don't know if you would have ever played it, but nobody saw that train coming. No. They were just standing on the tracks like the boys from Stand By Me, just walking slowly, and they did not hear that train coming. Them Grizzlies ran through and put the smack down. Now, I think that's going to be big because I seen the coach, and he was fumbling over his language. His explanations were off. All he could say was, I put that on me. Everybody, media, put that on me. You know what that means? He already knows that it's all bad, and he's trying to protect these dudes because he knows he might not have the squad. So he's saying, put it on me and don't dog these little dudes out.
I mean, they were ranked 20 in the preseason for a reason. I mean, they did get some good recruits. They have some good potential. They're young. But, man, they did not show up. Maybe they're looking forward to the Michigan game this weekend. They play at Michigan this weekend. Could be very interesting. to say the least.
The look ahead.
You know what? If I was a betting man, I don't even know what the spread is on this game yet, but just for the pure hatred of Jim Harbaugh, might have to take the dog in this one.
It's a trap.
No pun intended.
It's a trap.
It's a trap? We'll see. Let me see what the line is on Saturday. I'll check it out.
Leave khaki pants alone, man. They about to come in and do their thing.
WSU was favored by 17, lost by 3 to Utah State. Cal was favored by 3.5, lost by 5 to Nevada. Stanford was a 3-point underdog, lost by 17 to K-State. Oregon was favored by 20. They won by 7 against San Jose State. Oregon State was a 7-point underdog, lost by 9 to Purdue. So, I mean, none of them covered. But rough weekend for college football and the Pac-12 North fans there. But you know what else, big homie? We put our heads together and we did go 3-0 in college football for all you people out there starting to check out the betting lines for college football and NFL we'll get into. But 3-0, not bad. Now it's big homie to start off the college football season. Like you said, know a little about a lot.
That's all you need to know. And I don't know a damn thing about college football. You know, I don't really get into
Hey, Maury Povich says this is a lie because you were all over Zach Wilson last year, brother, early.
Well, I was. I had something in my eye. I had the good scout scope on full effect at that time last year. But I don't know, man. Sometimes it's harder for me to get into it, maybe because there's so many different games and there's only 5 teams that you really care about unless it's regional for you and that's in your state. College is definitely a hardcore regional situation. So when I'm looking for good games and a good performance, and it's hard to find sometimes in college unless you're looking for those top 4, top 5 teams. But being the money guy that I am playing these lines, I'm looking for the discrepancy.
I was just going to say, looking for those big numbers, man. The line numbers, the over-unders, or the major underdogs to at least cover sometimes. But, hey, you got to take a flyer once in a while.
Look at what we did. Look at what we did, though. So I found an angle in week 1 of, the first full week of college football because I needed to see something. So I played second half totals. And the second half totals came out. But you notice all of those games I played, there was a player or a team, I should say, when I say player, a heavyweight player in the playoff situation was involved. And I felt pretty confident about that. Yeah, Spencer Rattler, I think, was the first one that I went to. And then that's Oklahoma in that squad. And that was Tulane, if I'm not mistaken, in that game. What was the second game?
Michigan State and
then there was the last one was damn it,
Notre Dame and Florida State.
Notre Dame and Florida State. Yeah, that one was
Michigan
easy.
State and Northwestern.
Right. So you find the edge somewhere until you get familiar with what's going on. You start seeing these guys because the leagues are so big. They used to be Big 10 and literally 10 teams, and by the time they played each other, you had an opportunity to see who these guys are. And of course, you got non-conference and things like this. But the non-conference games are the ones that I really look to. So look to those if you're looking for a good number or a way to get into the door. Maybe play a derivative or something, play a quarter, find out something that you got going on with teams with a fast start, because there's ways to get paid.
True story. I want to close college football with this, and now, big homie. Check this out. LSU football coach Ed Orgeron, right?
UCLA. Go ahead.
Used to be, first of all, yeah. When he was, I know what you're reference to. I got something else. they play host to McNeese State University this weekend. And guess who the quarterback is for McNeese State University? His son, baby.
Wow.
How wild is that, though?
Wow.
His son is a quarterback. I don't know if that's, I know there's been father, coaching against their sons or whatever, but I don't know if there's ever been one that's been a quarterback. That's pretty wild.
Well, you know what?
Just to see.
After watching this first week, I think I learned a little bit of something. Let's talk about this Washington game. Word on the street is that the University of Washington paid the University of Montana $500,000 for them to be on the schedule versus the Washington Huskies.
625,000, I think.
Okay, talk to me. See, this is not an odd occurrence. This happens all the time. I would not be surprised if Ed Orgeron says, "Let's build this good. My son is on that squad. My university breaks off theirs so they can use these funds for better program." It's you get a little bit of exposure out of the deal. We'll give you a little bit of this money that we have in our budget, and we get the W. It seems like a fair trade-off for us.
I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be anywhere on that defensive line trying to tackle the coach's son and accidentally roll up on him some shit like that.
Good point.
You know what I mean?
Good point.
So hey, real quick, and now it's big homie NHL, like we talked about last week. Kraken jersey release September 15th. Check them out online or in your nearest store. Check out the Kraken stores. They might have those. But as we referenced to Anonymous Big Homie last week, we're always in front of the shit, are we not?
Always
the first. One way or another, we always come up with something that everybody starts talking about the week after. So, Climate Pledge Arena, where the Kraken will play. Vax required for all guests 12 and up. Must show proof via their smartphone. Minutes later, bro. Probably half an hour, 30 minutes later, the Seahawks, the Sounders, and then the Mariners later on, if they make the playoffs in October, will all be following same suit. So we discussed this last week, and I asked you, what you thought, and you pretty much said the same thing, right? Like, it's going to pretty much be the new norm is what you said, right? The new way to watch a game. You're going to be, you want to watch a game, is what you're going to be doing.
That's pretty much it. It's going to be the choice of if you want to go out, you have to go through that protocol, or do you want the better vantage point watching it at home? And I don't know if that's going to hurt ticket sales, things like this, because we've been cooped up for 18 months in some way, shape, form, or fashion from the norm. And they're allowing something, people will still be down. It ain't going to affect crowds. Watch.
All right, let's get into a little MLB, baby. What do you think? Close out the first seg with a little MLB.
Let's go.
I thought this was pretty cool, homie. Vladdy Jr. hits his 40th home run the other day. The Guerreros joined the Fielders as the only father and son combo to hit 40 homers in a season. That's pretty sweet.
That's major.
40 homers in a season, first of all, is amazing. To have a father and son duo do it. I think if you would have asked us, if we would have thought about that in our preseason picks that we'll get into here in a couple weeks once the season closes out, that would have been one to look into and have been fun to follow.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely crazy, though. That's definitely something for the genetics right there. That's just good stuff. And I mean, and as if I never and don't feel washed at this moment. This is another strike in the column of you are washed. You've seen a father and a son play at the highest level in professional baseball in the MLB. That's crazy. We've seen it with Junior once, and that was like, and Junior and Senior Griffey once, and that was like, oh, this is crazy. This can't happen. There's no way this would ever happen again.
Right, yeah, the back-to-back homers, baby.
Yeah, and that's in a game. So you go, whoa. But now we're talking about children of highly respected players in the game are getting their shine. It's amazing, man.
It's awesome. Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to Aaron Barcott and his Yankees and the Joey Gallo trade. Joey Gallo is 16 for 119 with 57 Ks since being traded to the Yankees. 134
really
batting average. And get this, a K rate of 48%.
What's wrong
The
with
league average is only like 24%. And we've talked about this previously too, up from previous years. But man, that's wild, right? That's freaking wild.
Money well spent.
Before we get into just a couple little quick, we'll talk about the playoff race real quick. But bro, when you were a kid and you were looking at baseball cards, football cards, all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
The name on the top of the card that you wanted to see was Topps, correct?
Yeah, that's the main one. Topps.
Always Topps.
It's always Topps first. And
So
then
this-
maybe as time went on, then maybe a little bit of Upper Deck because they had the nice little glossy outsides. But it's
Right.
always the Topps.
So these motherfuckers, Major League Baseball gave up Topps to go to Fanatics. Fanatics baseball cards will be your new realm, not Topps, after being the Major League Baseball sponsor for 70 plus
70,
years.
80 years, yeah.
Now you get to go with Fanatics. And you know what? Fuck Fanatics. That's what I gotta say.
Tell them how you feel, son.
That's some bullshit. Nobody wants a goddamn Fanatics card, okay? They want a Topps card.
Yeah.
So get with the program, Major League Baseball, and figure that shit out and get back to the real deal.
Yo, the worst part about this is Topps is a huge business of sports memorabilia, mainly derived from cards. We know them best from their cards that represent the diamond. This deal with Fanatics and the MLB leaves Topps with soccer cards as their number one source of card merchandising.
That's all they got?
Can you believe this shit?
Hey, you know what, Anons, big homie? Since you're good at fixing you fixed MLB All-Star Game, you fixed the playoff scenarios, we fixed a lot of stuff throughout the, almost 2 years we've been doing this shit, that people need to listen to what we have to say. Hey, we might have to hit Topps up and get them in there and tell them how we're going to fix their situation, because for some reason we know how to get in and make it happen.
And doing all of this, man, I didn't even know one of the other favorite cards I used to have, just because it was so different as far as a company, was Bowman, because they had the big rectangular card. They were a little bit bigger than the norm. It was a little irritating because they didn't fit in your sleeve properly. But at the same time, that was a nice joint. I come to find out, Topps was out here doing full monopoly on the card game. They ate up everybody. Skybox, all of these cats. I did not know this. They also, Bowman, Donruss, all of them bought up by Topps. I didn't know that. Topps cleaned out the market. So Fanatics, in making their heavy move, says, thank you for doing that for me. I will take all of that. Shady dudes, man. But yo, if they go public, I need to get on that stock. Because next thing you know, maybe Nike and Adidas won't be doing uniforms. You never know.
That's wild. That's wild. I don't even know. I can't even get into that right now. That shit is wild. You know what else is fucked up? The Mariners on YouTube TV right now, and it's crazy. My internet sucks because I can't get the feed going very well. But speaking of the Mariners, they got one game today at home versus not at home. One game today against the Astros. Lost 2 in a row. Lost last night, and don't get me started on that. But there's like 23 games left after or counting today. Only 3 games out of the wild card. Gonna be a wild race, so they need to make some shit happen, bro. If we want to see a Dodgers Mariners World Series, gonna have to make some moves. Let's go.
Y'all gotta put some work in. But
just get us to the playoffs. It's easy money from there. That's real, bro.
But this is the time, though. This is the time where you need them to make that nice little run toward the end and finish up, because it can happen. There is a road to the playoffs for these guys. They just got to get it done, So, look, we've seen the Yankees situation, how they overtook Boston to jump in there. Normally, the A's are on that every single year, trying to make that last-minute run. This is the time when you galvanize yourself and you look down in your uniform pants and go, what kind of balls I got? Let's go.
Yeah, hey, you ain't lying, homie. 3 against Arizona, 3 against Boston. Both of those are at home. And then they go to KC for 3, Oakland for 4, Anaheim for 3, and then they come back home for Oakland 3 and Anaheim 3. So, dude, I mean, these next, like I said, 22 games after today. I mean, Oakland plays tough, but they've already swept them once this year. Anaheim, who knows, whatever. As long as you stay away from Ohtani, Showtime Ohtani, you might be okay. There. And even if you give up a couple home runs, you got to score some runs anyways to win a game. So that's going to happen.
That's right.
But you also got Boston for 3. That's going to be that's going to be a big one. Houston just owns the Mariners. I mean, I wasn't excited about this series that they're playing right now in Houston. I think in Houston over the past 3 years, the Mariners are like 3-21 or some shit in Houston. So over the last 2 years, 2020 and 2019 and this year, so 2.5 years. But it's ridiculous or whatever. Doesn't make any sense. Last 2 years, 2020 and 2021. But it's ridiculous how terrible that they play in Houston. But man, it's going to be wild. I mean, at least it's not, totally out of the picture yet. And I had somebody ask me the other day, do you think they're going to make the playoffs? And my answer was no, because I'm Mr. Negative. Because when I be negative about them, they usually play better. Yeah. So, let's go from there, and let's just prove me wrong, motherfuckers. Like I said, let's go. Just prove me wrong. I'd like to be wrong about this.
I've seen stranger things happen. You know what I'm saying? I've definitely seen stranger things happen. Oh, I think that was all. Hey, but shout out to Albert Pujols, man. Or actually, shout out to the St. Louis Cardinals fans at Busch, or whatever they call it now. They got to still call it Busch. You can't have a baseball stadium in St. Louis and it not be called Busch. It seems kind of weird. But anyway, hopefully that's still what it's named. Hey, shout out to y'all with the big time standing ovation for Albert Pujols on his comeback in a Dodgers uniform. And then he effectively, really quickly, went and hit a home run right after that. So shout out to y'all.
That's pretty wild. That is awesome. Mad respect to the St. Louis fans for that. How do you not give, your guy who, grew up, he was the face there, for a while until, he went to Anaheim or whatever. But
Yadier Molina looked like he was about to cry.
I saw that. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope. So, man, the AL wild card, like you referenced a little bit, New York and Boston, and then Toronto snuck in there again. I thought they were going to be a sinking ship, but Toronto and Seattle are right there, and Oakland are right there. So we still got a wild card race the next few weeks. NL wild card, though, announced big homie, your boys, the Dodgers and San Francisco keep playing
back and forth,
slapdick with each other, moving back and forth. So, San Diego, I don't know how. I don't know how they get in. I don't know how they perform when they get in, bro. They're just such a. I thought they'd be the lock for the NL West at the beginning of the year, and we'll reference those in a couple weeks. Once, like I said before, but since he's still in there, and you know who surprised me the most though? Philly. Where the fuck did they come from?
Bryce Harper's back. There it is. That's all it was.
Man, they just. I've even had him on our show notes for the last 2 months, and all of a sudden this week I'm like looking at him like, what the hell? Where'd these fools come from? So it's gonna be a wild NL wild card race, and then again, St. Louis is only 3.5 back too, so can't count those fools out either.
Yeah, because we watched, like I alluded to about, I don't know, maybe 3-4 shows ago, Atlanta was the team to come out, and they quickly and efficiently did that good work to get themselves to the top, because we were looking at the Mets as major pretenders out there in that division, which came true. We weren't lying about that. So Philly was that third, and we just looked at them and bypassed them. I don't even think they got a mention, okay, as a possibility. This wasn't spades. They didn't have 4 books and a possible. They didn't have a possibility. So now they are in the mix with a good shot. They definitely have a road to the wild card. We're going to have to see, man, because I don't know, man. If you look at because they effectively, I think, is going to push San Diego out of the mix. I think the Phils are going to move. Yeah, they're going to take San Diego out of the mix, man, because the way I look at it, I think Cincinnati's still playing strong, and that's big. So that immediately moves Philly in that place if they can get hot. It all boils down to if you can get hot toward the end, and that's what you have to do. Votto's playing well. You know what I mean? Anytime there's a death announcement, Nick Castellanos hits a home run. So it's crazy stuff going on out there in Cincinnati. So they're after it.
For those of you who don't know the reference and why I'm laughing is because the dude was calling a game, got what happened?
Castellanos up, he's stepping in, and literally fired. It was like. Yeah, fans, we regret to inform you that Bob Smith has passed away, and there's a ball in to Nick Castellanos. And yeah, he was a great guy, and we know it's a hard time. And there's the pitch. Oh, Castellanos with a home run.
Yeah.
And okay, so it didn't happen once; it happened twice. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
What are the chances of that?
You got anything else on MLB on us, big homie, or you want to get into the main discussion that everybody's been waiting for?
Man, we might as well stop playing around with people, break them off so they can get ready. Because it's 24 plus 4 hours until you start getting pregame chatter. It's going down.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
You're listening to your weekly sports fix with Stix.
We are back, and we are really back. Sports Fix with Stix, featuring the man himself, Stix, in that bottom box, staring y'all down, ready to give you the knowledge.
They can't see that yet. They can't see that yet.
I'm giving them the visual arts. It's like Brady Bunch. I'm in the center box like Alice around this piece. You know what I mean? Ready to break y'all off. But it is that time. The anonymous big homie Stix is going to break y'all down right in the wheelhouse. We're not talking about baseball. We throwing one right down the pike, right into your wheelhouse, because the NFL starting tomorrow.
Are you fired up, homie?
Is back. Okay, I had to hit him with the "it's back." I don't know why, man. Like I was saying earlier, it's a different vibe. I think this is a different vibe dealing with this season and the wanting for it with the crowds and all the stuff that we spoke about before, man. I'm just as anxious as probably well, I wouldn't say a player, but I'm getting there. What about you?
I'm pretty super stoked, brother. I'm ready for it to pop off. I'm ready for it to happen because we've been doing this show for almost damn near 2 years now. And just the knowledge that we're gaining from being so involved in this is just get me more hype because we want to put together a great show for everybody. We want to give them the best information that we can find and that we can come up with. But you know what else I'm excited about now, big homie?
What's that?
It's Snoqualmie Casino. They better give us a little payout because they might need a little bit of help assisting in their new sports book that they're about ready to open up here tomorrow on Thursday before opening day. So
is it really a sports book though? Let them know though. Is it really a sports book?
People
listening to this, my listeners listening to this, they want to know what should they expect when they walk through the joint? What are they going to see?
I don't know the full aspects of it yet, but from what I've seen, I haven't seen a real Vegas style sports book that everybody likes to enjoy. So tomorrow, my boy Corey and I over here, who got left by his wife, at my house.
Cold game.
Not really left by his wife, but dropped off and maybe just extended stay vacation or whatever.
Dropped off for an extended period of time.
Yeah, there we go. We're going to go check it out, and we'll maybe I'll, give you all a little insight on what it's really about. But from the pictures I've seen, I haven't seen anything too glamorous. So it's going to be interesting to find out. We're going to go check that out tomorrow and see what's really happening. If it's really real or not, we don't know. It says tomorrow, but you never know with how the regulations are involved. So,
yeah, I think we got a little while until we get an experience, a sportsbook experience similar to Vegas up here. I think it's going to be a little bit. Look, when I went to London 100 years ago, next to the regular bodega looking shop where you buy your Twinkies and your Snickers and shit at was a spot called William Hill. And people was just going in there placing bets. As I got older, come to find out, people was just in there placing bets and would walk out. It was like a check cashing place, but it was bets being placed. That's a normal function of what goes on over there. Okay. We have taken that everyday option of doing that, turned it into the lottery. That's what we know. That's most like their experience that they have over there. But we also know about Vegas, Atlantic City, anywhere where sports betting has been legal, where they have perfected the experience of a sports book. And we expect a certain level of situations and experience when we go to a sports book. We like the option of being able to post up there and watch 9 hours of football with chairs, with screens everywhere.
All day, brother.
With the board up there. We don't want to just go in there and roll to a kiosk, punch in my numbers that I want to play and walk out like a lottery ticket. That's not a good experience. So
not at all.
I'm just telling these guys, hey, in order for me to get on board and really rep it hard, you got to do it right. And I'm going to be 100% impartial judge. I'm going to be like sports book impossible, just like bar impossible and restaurant impossible. If your sports book ain't up to par, I'm going to be there to tell you. I'm going to jump over the counter and I'm going to tell you how to get your life right.
I agree, homie. I agree. And when we get to go and kick it there and check it out as a team, announce Big Homie and Stix, we'll let them know how to fix it and get that experience, because you know that they're just waiting. I mean, they don't have all the patron inside information. I mean, I'm sure there's people that are like giving their 2 cents, but nothing like ours, my brother. Nothing like ours.
No, like I said, they might have had a nice little cool consultant to tell them how they can go about doing it. But you have to remember, they have been working and eating off of slot machines and table games for a minute. Some of these casinos, believe it or not, don't even have the righteous bingo on deck for the old people. I don't know how you don't. That's a moneymaker if I ever seen one. If you have never been to a bingo house,
I love bingo.
With your mom or somebody old,
your grandma, your mom,
you're missing out. They are checking money every day, multiple times a day with the number of sessions they have. So if they really wanted to get it, they could do it. Muckleshoot does it the best. They got a whole building across the street, half the size of the casino, just for bingo. So imagine what you could do with a legitimate sports book. They're acting like they're going to miss out on money by maneuvering their floors and getting and making some and putting chairs and whatnot in there, making it hospitable for people to stay, buy drinks, buy food, and all of this. You know, they're actually gaining money. They don't know what they're doing, man. I mean, you know what? I'm about to submit my proposal.
Real talk, though. I don't know what you're waiting for, homie.
Bullshitting.
What else you got in the NFL world before we roll into these games?
Yo, man. Hey, all I know is, hey, don't commit fraud, G. That's all I know. That's all I know. You know, you heard your boy Clinton Portis out here.
Yikes.
Putting in claims for medical equipment that he is not going to buy. Now, first of all, I want to know how these claims work. So first of all, he out there, here's the report. Clinton Portis, along with a couple other cats, Vanover used to play for the Chargers back in the day, play for the Redskins a little bit. He was a wide out. And another cat who was the ringleader. I can't remember his name right now. It'll come to me. But nevertheless, they had the scheme of, let's attempt to defraud the Gene Upshaw Retirement Rehabilitational Fund money. So this fund was set up a couple years back in order for aged players so they can get money that maybe is necessary to fill gaps with their insurance for equipment, things like this that they would need. I don't know. I'm thinking of, when I think of equipment and medical shit, I think of wheelchairs and hospital beds, but I'm pretty sure they're getting more stuff than that. Probably hyperbaric chambers, all kind of crazy stuff. I'm sure ice machines, cryotherapy machines, all kinds of stuff. So they go ahead and put this stuff in. They get the money. Now, Clinton Portis got about $100K.
That's it?
The other cat, Vanover, got a little bit over $100K, maybe 125, something like this. But the ringleader, he's not a well-known player because I don't recall his name. I think it's McCown, something like that. And this dude been at this for a minute, getting hundreds of thousands. Okay, now the thing that I don't know that I could not find, the investigation team could not find any evidence of collusion between these three characters, that they know each other or they decided to get together to do this. I don't know, but it's strange to me that three dudes randomly all get popped by the DOJ. Now, when we ain't talking about police when we say DOJ. I'm talking about Department of Justice. I'm talking FBI, CIA, and the whole WAP is after you, Clinton Portis is facing 10 years for $100,000 on some bullshit. You really that broke, bro? No, you can't be.
Yeah, he blew the wad in all sorts of wrong places, bro. Like, I've read a little bit of this story. I read it, actually. I remember reading this last year, might have been even 2 years ago, when it all started breaking down. It's wild, man. It's like all sorts of different issues to where they were going and what they were doing and how the money was going there, let alone child support and all that too. And whoa, it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
I can't believe it, man. I mean, for him, he's a major player. We're not talking about the other two cats who we never hear their salary announced in an ESPN story.
Portis got paid pretty well when he was there.
Hell yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. At all of those years for Washington before going to Denver and being involved in that squad, I'm almost positive that he got a championship on the Denver team, if I'm not mistaken. Could I be wrong with that? With the
that long? I mean, he could very well have been. He might have been a backup. But
I'm not gonna go back and check.
Where's Aaron Jones at? Aaron Jones.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? We got people point men on this, but I'm pretty sure that he was a fairly heavy guy. And now the downside is he's a Florida guy. He's Florida man.
Yeah.
And black dudes from Florida don't know how to act with paper. Clearly, they be at the strip club and wilding the fuck out, buying jewelry and shit because they trying to be Luke. You know what I mean? They trying to be 2 Live Crew. That's their biggest. Everybody out there want to be 2 Live Crew or Trick Daddy or something. And they wilding out. Or actually, you know what? Who really put it on the map for them? It was Luke and Dion.
Yeah, my
Dion,
boy. Shout out.
Dion is the one that, man, he brought the bling era for all football players from Florida. It was like, yep, let's go get it. Edgerrin James, he had to grind out. He had the look. That's not how he lived. You know, he wasn't super blinged out. He was like a pretty humble looking cat. I mean, watching him in Indianapolis all of those years, I never saw him doing nothing wild and crazy, but he did have the gold teeth and all of that. So, but yeah, man, I don't know, man. I think they blow money on stupid shit. I don't know. Instead of buying some property and some more shit, and that you have to result for facing 10 years over $100,000. That's like when Zach Randolph was caught with weed in his car. You trying to sling some weed after all the contracts you've
all
gotten?
The money you got, right? Yeah.
Why are you taking? What are these chances you taking?
The odds are not in their favor when they do stupid shit like that, man. That's crazy. Doesn't make any sense.
It just bothers me, the decision making. That's what really bothers me. I mean, because I just know that I hold on to shit. I still got my money from the 7th grade somewhere around here. Okay. Invested money from the 7th grade. If it's $1, I kept it. And I'm trying to tell you, man, I don't know how these dudes just live like that. It's only so much shit you can buy with a $45 million contract.
Same shit you can buy with a fucking $25 million contract.
Shit,
in my opinion.
Hell, man. Antoine Walker, all these cats that was on that one docu was about the players that went broke. Man, I feel sorry for them cats, man. I don't even know how they do it. I have no idea how they go about doing it, man. But again, man, hey, if he did it, oh well, that's stupid. How you get caught up in something like that? You know, if he didn't, he probably did. Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. You know what? But yeah, right now I'm gonna hit you with get you with a little bit of This Week in Who Got It, because This Week in Who Got It is real small.
Who got it? Another one? Some more?
Yeah, I gotta hit them with it every week, even though it's small, okay, and probably in some cases inconsequential, they still there. Okay, so I'm gonna hit you with This Week in Who Got It. So this week, who got it? This week is Zach Martin, offensive lineman, heavyweight. People saying that he's a potential Hall of Famer. Offensive lineman for the Great Wall of Dallas. Got it. Ahead of a Thursday season opening game versus the champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
After the team just had, 7 cases last week?
man, what's going on with the Cowboys? Okay. So, I mean, I don't understand, but that's going to have a significant impact on what's going on, even though word on the street is, from the insiders that their backup is pretty good and serviceable. He got a lot of run when Martin was hurt last year. So, but yet and still, the Cowboys, they got to get their life together because y'all out there got it. Secondly, you got Miami got it. Okay, Miami Dolphins, they got it again, and a move that might have some heavy consequence behind it because Austin Jackson, their offensive lineman, again, these offensive linemen, what they doing, breathing on each other at the buffet table. He's got it. He's the starter on an offensive line that's there to protect Tua. Woo! Could be all bad, man. Could be all bad. He's a guard. He's playing the inside. It might be bad for the run game and that rush up the middle. Miami got it. They're tight end.
There's more?
Shaheen, he got it. Both of them got it. Now, there are two different rooms. This is the tight end room and the O-line room.
You didn't say Gesicki, did you?
Nope, but it's in the tight end room, okay? So, but these two have officially been named out for the this week's game because of the proximity to game time and times of recovery time and the protocols that are put in place. So small on the list this year. Everybody's keeping themselves clean so far. Now, granted, this is going to tremendously affect what goes on in Dallas tomorrow. Ezekiel Elliott's ability to get loose out there, Dak Prescott's ability to feel comfortable back there with 100%. A guy that people are saying is potentially set to have a Hall of Fame style career. He keeps getting injured, but I mean, clearly he's back from the injury. He'll get back from COVID, but I don't see a lot of spaces in this game with Dallas for them to have room for air.
Well, I was just going to say, and we'll get into this in a minute, but the line only went from 8 to 8.5 favorite for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. After that news, I'm surprised it didn't move at least a whole point after they've been talking about the whole offensive line for so long for Dallas and this coming out.
Well, shoot, let's get into that game then. So
you want to go over your power rankings real quick?
Man, let's do that first.
Go down your power rankings real quick before we get into these games.
Let's go, man. Because
homie hardline power rankings, baby. You see it on Twitter at homie _anonymous. He's got them there for you. He's got 1 through 32.
I decided to bless everybody with the full power rank because
you have a system, homie. You have a system.
Y'all deserve it. I didn't feel like holding back this information from people because this could be valuable and useful. Now, I didn't give you my numbers on these positions, but that's enough to go off of. As presented to you by homie _anonymous on Twitter is the hardline power rank for week 1. So for me, I decided to keep it real. Based on everything that I see, I have 1 and 2 even, but I had to give 1 to somebody. Same number of games, no points different between these two teams. Kansas City I have as number 1. Tampa Bay I have at number 2. No point differential between those two teams, but there is a significant amount of points. I won't say there's a good point or point and a half between the two teams, 1 and 2 and the 3. And I gave that 3 to Buffalo. Buffalo, Green Bay, and Rams in the 5 spot. Those teams are neck and neck with maybe a point in between. We got Cleveland at number 6, Tennessee at number 7, Baltimore Ravens checking in at number 8 on the power rank. To make sure that I keep my money exactly where my mouth was, number 9 is the Dallas Cowboys until otherwise proven differently. And number 10, true to my word, even though I hate it, is the San Francisco 49ers.
So, homie, I I have to laugh a little bit at your power rankings. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because we got a lot of games to go over. But how I looked at my power rankings, I looked at who they were playing this week, right? And I didn't want to. And like I said, I was going to be shook up a little bit after week one, right?
Yeah.
So just right off the bat, after looking at your power rankings, you got Dallas at number 9, who is going against the defending Super Bowl champions, Tampa Bay.
Has nothing to do with it. But yeah, go ahead.
It does. Not for you, but for me.
Okay, go ahead.
Because there's no way they're a number 9 team right now when they're going to lose by 10 at least in their first opening game. Because you know what's going to happen when they lose by 10? You can't have them in a number 9. You can't have them in a number 9 spot. You can't have them in a top 10 power ranking when they're already 0-1, no matter who wins or loses at this point, in my opinion. So I'm a little baffled by that.
I already have them 6 points better than the Cowboys. I have the Bucks 6 points better than Dallas. The line is at 8. I think what you said, 8.5 now. So I'm not too far off. Okay. So basically, if I went further down on my list, I would be saying that you're telling me that if they're worse, that means Dallas is worse than, in my opinion, the number 14 and 15 teams on my list, Arizona and New England. I don't see it.
Yes, they are. They're terrible.
Bro, we're going to have to find out then, just like last year. Let me find out. If I'm wrong, let me be wrong.
Find out the hard way. I'm trying to warn you. All right, so here's my top 10. I got Tampa Bay because of the division champion, the reigning champions.
Okay, ain't no wrong
Buffalo,
with that.
number 2, KC number 3, Green Bay number 4, Tennessee number 5. Couldn't count them out yet. I went with the homer pick, Seattle at number 6. And in your defense, and to contradict myself like I always do,
you're hella high, bro.
Hella high. But you know what? If they win, they deserve 6. If they lose, they'll drop out of the top 10. That's what I'm saying about your Dallas team.
All right.
I got your Rams at 7 because we don't know what Stafford is yet.
That's cool.
But I do like them a lot this year. Cleveland at 8. Can't count out Baker and Chubb and Hunt and Odell and Landry. I went with the Washington football team at 9.
Okay.
But the division that they play is terrible. I think they're going to surprise some people with Rivera, and now with Fitzmagic. And then I had to throw San Francisco in there, but they're exactly number 10 at San Francisco. They're exactly like Dallas. If they lose, they're playing Detroit. That's why I put them at 10, because they start off week with a week scheduled, the week opening game. They're favored by 7.5. So they would probably sneak into my top 10 either way after maybe one or two of these teams not quite play up to par. So San Francisco would probably sneak into the top 10 anyways. So I put them at 10 just to see what they're about and see how it goes. Not really sold on them, but I put them at 10. I had Jacksonville. I wanted to go with Jacksonville at number 10. I wanted to go with Jacksonville at number 10 because they're playing Houston.
And then what would you do with them in week 2 then? Then they become 32 when they lose?
I haven't looked at them that far ahead, homie. It's power rankings for the week, homie.
All right. I see what you got going on.
Quit playing. I'm evaluating each week by who they play and how they play.
I see the method.
That's what I got.
Well, I see the method to your madness. I always put together the week long because the season long, because week by week it's going to change the hierarchy. If you guys go back and look into the Twitterverse, you'll see that when I gave my season long week, which would have been week 17 last year, you could see how much variance it was from week 2 when I gave my first power ranking to week 17. And who really stayed there. So I really, for betting purposes, I had the right teams for the most part, except for Dallas. That was the one heavy brick I took last year. But I had most of the teams in the right spot. I was thinking about your 5 through 8 real quick. How close are your 5 through 8 teams? Do you think that there's is there 3 points between 5 and 8, or do you think they're all even?
Yeah, there's definitely not. I mean, no, there's definitely not 3 points between Tennessee and Cleveland. I think it really could just be a toss-up.
Okay.
At any point, at any time during the season, barring everybody's healthy.
Yeah, I just looked at because I paid attention to who you had, but I also looked at, where you had them, and I looked at my 5 through 8 because I think when you put Washington football team, it's the same thing as me putting Dallas at 9. There's a significant drop off from 8 to 9. From 8 to 9, there's a big point. There's definitely a full point difference at least between those teams and the other one. And literally from 5 through 8, it's only a 1 point difference between all those teams. It's almost a wash. So, that's the power rankings for y'all. You got it from 2 angles right there. You got this week, if you paid attention to what you heard right there from the boys, Stix, you got this week as it stands. Who is the best chance to take over this week? 1 through 10. Topped off by Tampa Bay, finished up with San Francisco. So those are some good, nice best bets to go to start off with. Some good likes, I should say. I wouldn't call all of them best bets at this point. All right. So we're going to move into, we're going to segue right to where we were talking about. So we were talking about Dallas. They got the first game coming up tomorrow. They're going to have all of the hype. And something strange is happening from what I hear. In Vegas is that there's not a whole lot of square money going down. And who would the square money be placed on? Tampa Bay, because they're the champs. Okay. So why is there not a lot of square money coming in? Because they believe that Dallas is better than that. Okay. I'm trying to tell you. So here's the story.
I don't know what they're going off of, though.
That's all I could say. Right now, it's up to 50. You can get between 51.5 and 52. We'll go with 52 as a total. And 8 and 8.5. We'll go 8.5 on this first game. Game is in Tampa Bay. It's a evening game starting at 5:20 in Tampa Bay. I'm pretty sure there's a stat somewhere that talks about pregame celebrations for the champs and the likelihood of winning. I don't have it. Don't ask me that. Look it up yourself, but I made you remember it. So the pregame festivities, I don't know if that throws everything off. You know how people tend to come out cold. Last night we spoke offline in the text chain. After seeing that, we talked about, is that the easy over with the 51.5? Now I'm starting to think that with everything that's going on, I'm thinking I'm more likely to take a U. I'll tell you what I like. I like Dallas. Give me those points. Okay. Especially if I can get them at 8.5, I'll feel a lot more comfortable. But give me the dog on this. I would have to take Dallas minus the 8 to 8.5. And I would look towards the under, I think. It's not a like. I mean, I would lean towards the under.
Let me help you with this, and Nas Big Homie. You'd take Dallas in plus 8.5, by the way, not minus 8.5.
You know what I'm talking about.
Not to throw you under the bus there. I just want to make sure people understand that he's saying he would take the underdog at plus 8.5. Not trying to throw you under the bus, homie. So
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
I'm not just put my bravado out there and saying I like the over in this game just because it's an over. But at 51.5, you got to think, what is it? 27, 24? Is that the periodical number for teams to be at 50? What is that? 51, 52? Right? Okay. Average game, right? My boy Corey, who's sitting right here chilling, listening to this whole podcast, we were talking a little about Tom Brady earlier, and I already had this idea coming up. Last year, KC played Houston. KC was at home, the defending champion. KC, the over-under was 53.5. Vegas always has it right on point, right? It closed at 54.5. You had KC win the game 34-20. They were favored by 9.5. on the opening day game last year, week 1. I know it's a different year because of 2020, COVID, no preseason, right? Mm-hmm. So there's 54 points in that game. Do you think with all the starters of Tampa Bay coming back on both sides of the ball, that they're not going to go out there and prove a point to go 17-0 that Tom Brady has been talking about? Yes. I like the over. I like the over in this because I think it's going to be Tom Brady's just itching at we always say don't bet against Tom Brady. And the 8.5, I really think that the Tampa Bay is just gonna baffle Dak Prescott in his first game back, and who knows how long. Like I said, Tampa Bay's whole defense. I would take the over 51.5 easy right now, or 52, whatever it is. And then I would definitely take the points, probably up to at least 9.5. I would take Tampa Bay up to at least 9.5 on this one.
Wow. Now I do see that, but I'm not a scout, but I did watch some of the Tampa Bay games last year, and there's a lot of slow starts out there. There's a lot of time being eaten up in the first quarter of fooling around. And that's mid-season. That's, when we're in the thick of it. Now, this is coming off of everything, all the hype and everything. I feel what you're saying. I could definitely see Tampa Bay. I could see the game going over. That's what I could see. That's why I said I just lean that way. I could see the game going over. But I don't see the game being – what is Dallas scoring? Right? Tampa Bay puts up 30.
Zeke wasn't good last year.
Okay, they put up 30. Dallas doesn't put up 21, 24.
The receivers are coming off COVID too. So, are they really all in sync? They're going to get 24, but it's going to be garbage 24 at the end or something, when they actually have to score second half, like we always talk about.
24 covers. 24 covers.
24 doesn't cover when it's.
So you're saying they're scoring more than 30?
42 to 24.
Yeah, you're wilding out. I don't know, man. They say that Dallas has some issues on defense, but I don't think they're that severe. But like I said, that my like on Dallas and the +8, +8, 8.5, is good. And it's a strong like for me. I just have the faith that the champs is going to come out short. And the champ is here, but I think they're just going to come out slow right off the rip. I just have that thought. I could agree with you. It definitely could go over in this, especially looking at the possibilities of the score, because 30-24 is not out of the realm of thinking if Tampa Bay does come out firing.
Yeah. And I would definitely take the over in this game. I would take the over other than placing a play on the spread, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna bet a bit of this game, I would definitely take the over just for the points in this particular session.
I might be able to get talked into that. It's a nice lean.
So we got Pittsburgh Buffalo. Buffalo is a 6.5 point favorite at home, 48.5 over under. Josh Allen and the boys are out to prove something. Everybody's healthy and that I've seen. I like the offense. I don't think their defense got any worse after last year. I think they can win by a touchdown. That's all I got for Buffalo and Pitt, because I'm not sold on Pitt. I do like Najee Harris as the running back, but I think this is one we talked about last week. Well, we meant to talk about, but we didn't talk about, as Pittsburgh taking a step back as a whole team, what do you call it?
As a program. As a program, top to bottom, I think it's a little wash. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I would definitely take Buffalo as a touchdown favorite in this one.
Yeah, man, I really looked at this. I really looked at the score, the total, the 48.5. And I really tried to zero in on it, but I really couldn't get a sense of what's going on. But what you were talking about from tomorrow's game, Tampa Bay, Dallas, I feel wholeheartedly about this game. Okay. Buffalo for sure. Okay. For sure got that touchdown. Easy. I really like this one. This is one of my top likes because, like I said, I've been seeing the Pittsburgh plane crashing for a little bit over a year now. I think I've seen it happen. Like you alluded to, Najee Harris is a nice little upgrade from James Conner in the backfield for sure. They got the same wideouts, and that has some youth to it. Same defense, even though TJ Watt is tripping out here about his money. Why he ain't getting it, I don't know. He'll be out there though. But here we go. We also have the same old ass quarterback. I don't care. Last year he said, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go. I lost a shitload of weight.
Last year he said he was going to retire.
Well, and then he came back hot at the beginning and then lost his shit. Same thing. Now, we were dealing in the middle of COVID, so it was some crazy stuff going on. They got bit with it a bit at the beginning. I remember they were caught up with the schedule situations, things like that. But Roethlisberger, I think it's a full wash. I mean, they did a good job getting Harris to come in out of the backfield to give him that safety valve because he's throwing, short passes and all of that. I don't know. They're talking about trying to get him more time, old school style, to let routes develop, and that's why they worked on the offensive line. But Buffalo carries the defense too, man. So this one, I feel real confident. Really? Good, strong like. I agree wholeheartedly with Buffalo minus 6.5.
I like that. And my boy Corey just tossed me some facts over here. I'm working. I got a homie investigative team working on the side right here, brother.
The Stix research team.
Yeah, the Stix research team. He just mentioned that Pittsburgh has 2 rookie offensive linemen as well. Mm-hmm. So what you got on I don't know how this works out where you just get your boy all on this rotation of these games.
This is the way it works, man. This is the way it works. We got the New York Jets going to Carolina in one of the big matchups that we talked about with the NFL really catering these schedules to get some nice, good stories going out there. We've got Sam Darnold hosting his understudy, I guess, but he wasn't there. Okay. So the person that took his place. Yeah, guy that took his place, Zach Wilson. Right now they've got Carolina favored by 5.5, minus 5.5 there with a total of 45. As you alluded to, I've been on the Zach Wilson train for a long time. Okay. He's got veteran wide receivers out there with Corey Davis and Jameson Crowder. He should be back from COVID. no issues there. They do got a big issue with running back out there, but I ain't a scout. I'm just looking at the numbers. I like the Jets heavily to cover plus 5.5 there. I don't see what's going on with this total because Carolina is heavy. I would lead me to believe that they are hardcore over on a 45 little number. But I like the Jets plus 5.5 in this one. What you got?
I agree. I like the Jets plus 5.5 easy on this one. I would, I'm not even 45 is an interesting number to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know if Christian McCaffrey is exactly what Christian McCaffrey everybody thinks he's going to be, which I don't think he's going to be, then this number hits the over easy. So I would lean towards the over, but I'm not sold on the Carolina offense yet. I would definitely just take the Jets at plus 5.5. And I want to see what your boy Zach Wilson is about in the NFL. I think with the new coach Saleh over there is going to be maybe the way that the Jets need to go and start making some moves. But in this game, first week one, Matt Rule, the coach of the Panthers, his second year could be interesting. So, man, I like the over a lot, but if I had to pick one, I would definitely take the Jets at plus 5.5. Easy money.
Yeah, and like I said, I think the over is a good lean. Just because they don't have a big name, like I talked about, a big name running back in New York, as far as the Jets go, to play that slow grind out game. I think they coming out hot, aka Joe Burrow. They just passing it around, I think, out there, and Carolina is going to get the ball they're going to get the ball into McCaffrey's hands, and they have weapons on the outside. So I think that game could slide over super easy, man. So
I agree 100%. Jacksonville at Houston. Do we even need to really debate this at all? I mean, Houston's only a 3-point underdog in this game. Like I said, Jacksonville at Houston. Trevor Lawrence is going to prove what he's about. The only problem with this is I don't know what Urban Meyer's about. Like, how is he going to coach this team? I think Trevor Lawrence has the talent to put up 45 points by himself. Sadly, lost Travis Etienne to that injury because this spread might not have moved, but it'd be way more efficient and way more easy money to be an over in this game if Etienne was there. They still have James Robinson, so he showed what he was about last year. Just to get to the point, I'd take the over and I'd take the -3 Jacksonville in a heartbeat.
I mean, clearly this game is ugly. You know what I mean? I don't like.
Scares me. That's what scares me.
Yeah, we have no reason to like Houston. I don't like Houston. There's nothing there that would give me any cause to look into them any further. I just don't like them. But I also watched.
They've been a shit show all fucking off season.
Yeah, I mean, I also watched the preseason and I saw Jacksonville not be able to get shit started. Okay, and I don't know if that was just still installation of the playbook. I don't know what that is, but it just didn't look good. And I don't see that turning around too quickly. I would lean Houston in this just because we got veterans over there.
You would lean Houston +3?
Yeah, I just don't know. Like I said, what do we have over there? You got your boy from the Seahawks in the defensive backfield for Jacksonville. Jacksonville's not bringing that Duval heat on the quarterback like they were a couple years back when they had Calais Campbell and all those dudes. This is a totally different squad. So, like I said, I don't see any reason to like either one of these guys. But I think I would take the veteran situation, even though they have a rookie quarterback in David Culley out there in Houston too, and nobody knows what's going on as far as that goes, and nobody really cares if we're not talking about Deshaun Watson. So, but anyway, like I said, there's nothing really to see here. It's like Leslie Nielsen. There's nothing to see here. Just move along. But I would also lean to the over on the 44.5 too, because I think just in mistakes they can get that.
Yeah. Only thing I want to add to that, at least, maybe we just roll with the over on this one. But the only thing I want to add to that is Trevor Lawrence is a proven winner. So over a team in Houston who's a debacle, I don't care if Trevor Lawrence is just coming from college into the NFL. I know it's a new game, but a proven winner, I'll take a proven winning quarterback, even with a rookie old college coach at -3 all day.
So Tyrod Taylor's not a winner is what you're saying.
Hey, Tyrod Taylor is a winner for taking a fucking shot into the ribs and almost killing the dude. He's definitely a winner.
Oh, shit, man. Hey, on the slate, we also have Arizona going out to visit Tennessee. That's a part of the morning games for us on the Pacific Coast. Arizona, I don't like, man, but they're underdog by 3. The total is sitting at 52. Maybe I shouldn't have watched preseason, to be honest with you, because Kyler Murray, man, did not look good. And we saw what happened last year toward the end of the year. Things just did not click. They weren't able to finish. They started out hot, which they could very well do this year, especially with new weapons, adding A.J. Green for whatever he has left to the mixture out there.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And bringing in, again, we talked about him a little bit earlier, was Connor from the Steelers coming in as their starter. But I don't know if that's an upgrade for them. I don't know if that's enough threat for them to get out and get those wideouts really going out there with them. So I would go, I would say Tennessee. I think this is a grinded out game because of the fact that they had that heavy running game. I don't know if Arizona will be able to get the engine started. I like Tennessee -3, and I definitely would lean to the under 52.
See, I just wrote down the over 52, but I think I was just getting a little too caught up in that. I think that I would definitely agree with the under 52, but the reason why is I believe, Tannehill was on the COVID protocol a couple weeks ago. And Tennessee, we've seen what their offense is about, a steady dose of Derrick Henry, right? And how do you go away from that? So you keep the ball, you keep the possessions down. You a lot of possessions, but time clock management. And I think with Kyler Murray, I think he's going to do fine, but I think he's going to get a lot of rushing yards in this game as well. So I don't see a lot of points in this game.
Mm-hmm.
We had Tennessee at Denver last year in week 1, right? And I think we were kind of like, well, Tennessee, could put up some points, but then they did the same thing. They ran a lot of Derrick Henry. So they only scored 16 points last year in week 1. So and Arizona only scored 24 last year in week 1. I think I see this a lot of the same. I'm definitely going to agree with you on the under on the 52, homie. So we got, we're going to roll with the Los Angeles Chargers at the Washington football team. How this is a pick 'em. It's very interesting to me. So it's a pick 'em in a 44.5 over under.
Mm-hmm.
I
could see it.
Well, with the Chargers having a new head coach, don't know his name, so I apologize for that. But the Washington football team still having the same defense that they had, that was a top 5 defense last year. And with Fitzmagic being a quarterback, they actually have a quarterback who's been around the league, a veteran. I'm rolling with Fitzmagic on this. I definitely take the Washington football team in a pick'em, but I also like the 44.5, especially with the pick'em number. Either it could go either way, but the 44.5 with your boy Young Herb, even with the new offense, he still got Keenan Allen. He still has Austin Eckler in the backfield, and still has Mike Williams. That boy can sling the ball. Ain't gonna lie. And Fitzmagic, we know he can bring your team back. If you're down 14 or 21, the dude can still sling it. I definitely would take the over at a 44.5 on this one.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you got going on. I'm high on Washington this year, for whatever it's worth. You talked about everything that the Chargers have going on, which is absolutely true. The new coach Brandon Staley comes off of the LA Rams tree of life. So maybe he brings a little bit of something new to the game. You have the same weapons on the outside. They're going to give the ball to Eckler and let him be flexible and do his thing as far as it goes coming out of the backfield for the Chargers. But none of that matters if you got Chase Young chasing you 24/7. Okay?
I forgot about that boy.
Forgot
about him. How do you forget about that dude?
I don't know how, because he's a monster. And I'm telling you, I'll let the cat out the bag. He's my preseason defensive player of the year. Okay.
Like it.
I think he's got, especially with that division that they're in. But yeah, when I originally saw it, it was that Chargers were favored by 1. Now it's a pick 'em. I had both the same things. I'm riding Washington. This is a heavy like for me in this game, playing at home. Even with the name controversies going on, they don't know what they're going to name the team. I hope they don't go with Red Hogs. That sounds whack. And the 44.5 sounds like, just like you alluded to, Fitzmagic. Like I said, you let anything get close, we're going over for sure if we need to. They got a lot of weapons over there. They brought in the third wide receiver from Carolina, Samuel, who was getting all of those little quick passes last year. Still got Terry McLaurin out there. Hey, Gibson's running heavy out the backfield, and he's getting loose. Man, it could be crazy out there. So I think they got a good thing going right here. So Washington, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Man, the next on the slate, this is my best bet right here. The one big one I got, put a stamp on it, seal it up, tape it, fax it. Philly coming to Atlanta. Atlanta's favored by 3. We got a total of 48. Matt Ryan's rejuvenated. Matt Ryan might be rejuvenated right here. Now that they've cleared out the decks, they got all of these little projects that they tried, all the aged people out of there. Let's go youth. Let's go Calvin Ridley, and let's go Kyle Pitts. With an experienced quarterback, and you got that staff out there that's been putting it together, bubbling slowly, trying to get their lives together. I like it over a team that added a third quarterback, still unsure of what they have in terms of playmaking ability and all of that. They brought in Aguilar, the Eagles did. Can Aguilar repeat what he put on? You have the kid that they drafted last year, whose name escapes me, Rieger, who did close to nothing last year. And then you bring in an Alabama product to go alongside Hurts. You know what I'm saying? And, Heisman Trophy winner. But that ain't enough. I don't think they have it yet. They proved in training camp that I don't think they have it. especially not against Atlanta right off the rip. So I'd be likely to lean Atlanta. I might even triple up and take the Atlanta minus 165 on the money line too.
What do you think about the over/under 48?
I got it going up. We going up. I mean, like I said, I think that because of the flexibility they've given themselves, they took over. So the lead running back from Carolina, who was getting loose last year, Mike Davis, has come over to be their number one after the Todd Gurley experiment. So you got the running back, you got the tight end, you got the wide receiver. I think they're ready to go with the offense that they have in place.
I think this is pretty much a lock of the week to be the over 48. It's probably going to go up in the next couple days, so we might have to get on this early. But I still like it even if it gets up to 49 or 50, because with Jalen Hurts back there, he can use his legs and get you some yards and get you some points too. And like you said, Atlanta, now that Matt Ryan doesn't have to worry about getting the ball to Julio Jones, even though he played like half a season last year, he's got Calvin Ridley, who's been the man from Alabama for a while. Big hype coming out of Alabama. So, yeah. And Mike Davis isn't a joke. I mean, he was here in Seattle. He just didn't get his chance, didn't get a lot of, when he carried the ball, he did real well. But I just think this is just an easy over in my opinion. And if it doesn't go in over, I'd be completely shocked that Matt Ryan, like you said, rejuvenated, doesn't make a difference being able to with Calvin Ridley and Pitts. So I'm definitely going with the over on this one.
Hell yeah. I mean, like I said, I think that one has, that game right there and one other one I think could be explosive, I think.
So we got Seattle at Indy, and this one is interesting. Last line I had was Indy is a 2.5 point underdog. So the Seahawks are favored by 2.5, which we all know that Seahawks like to keep the games under 3. So they like to play close games, and the over under 49.5. To be completely honest with you,
be completely honest,
I was gonna well, I just contradicted myself once again, because I was just gonna say I like the under in this game. But however, with the way the Seahawks start the season and under a new offensive coordinator, I think they're gonna have to make an impression. I still have a hometown play of the week that I can't give out right now.
What? Why you gonna hold out on the people like that?
Because we gotta wait till the end. We give the hometown plays of the week at the end, or we will. But I want to see Chris Carson rush for 100 yards. If he gets 85, I won't be disappointed. Russ is gonna come out like Russ always does in the first half, firing away.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the new offensive coordinator is there. He's got the weapons. I'm gonna make the homer play here. I think they could. I'll take the Seattle at minus 2.5 because I think they can win by a field goal. If it gets to 3, I'm not going for a push. We're here to make money, but I'll definitely take the over because they scored 38 last year in the opening week at Atlanta on turf as well. Playing in Indy, it's indoors as well. Indy's got a better defense than Atlanta did last year. But Seattle also gave up 25 last year in week 1. So if Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz of the old, they're definitely going to score at least 24. But I think the Seahawks can score more than that. But I definitely will still take the over 49.5.
You don't think they have any problem playing in Indianapolis on the road to start off? I mean, it's the first game for everybody. You don't think no issues?
No, not since they were in Atlanta last year to start off too.
All right.
Inside.
Okay. Oh yeah, man. I don't know, man. like I said, with these guys, always got to see what's going on with them, because it depends on the way that they go about controlling the ball, right? If they try to control the ball
New offensive coordinator too. That's the thing. We haven't really seen it because it's not the regular season yet.
That's what I'm saying. They got to start the game off by controlling the ball like they always do and open up everything else. Last year, they just tried to open it up like there was Patrick Mahomes out there. I get the point. I know you can do it. But from a scheme perspective, it seemed off. It was like I'm just waiting for this car accident to actually happen, and it got a little tough for him last year. I don't think Indianapolis has the guns Carson Wentz or not. T.Y. Hilton is hurt and aged. You got some new wideouts out there. That's great. We got a stud running back out there. I think Indianapolis is okay, but I just don't think that they have enough. I have the game going under. I think this is going to be just a straight, heavy 3-and-out battle back and forth over and over for no apparent reason. And this is going to be one of them games you're just going to be ultimately frustrated, but it's going to be filled with mistakes, I personally think. And I think the game is going to be like, it won't even crack 40, to be honest with you. I don't even think it'll crack 40. You know what I mean? I think it'll be something like 17-10.
But you have to remember that the Seahawks defense is sketch as fuck, bro. Like, they've been moving these cornerbacks around all over the place because they're not happy with, guy here or guy there. And they could easily give up 24 points easily, in my opinion. And I think that with the offense with Russ, if Russ gets his head, the Seahawks offense is better than the Seahawks defense that they've been going against every day in practice.
I agree with that.
But however, Russ has still been in the league a long time, so he has his time with his receivers. They have their breaks on point, so they'll be all right. I think they can score some points. It's the defense is a sketch to me, the defensive backfield. Jamal Adams is back, yeah. Maybe he gets to Wentz, but I think Wentz has Paris Campbell and the other dude, another young guy too, that Wentz can find if Wentz is healthy and Wentz is on point. I definitely do not see this being under, what'd you say, 40 points, 41?
Dude, I really struggle if this game will make it over 40.
I don't see either defense not being able to give up 20 points each.
27-10, 27-14. I'm telling you. I mean, it barely gets there, man. I don't know, bro. That's a tough one. That's all I saw with this, just because I don't trust anything going on in Indianapolis, except for the possible relationship between coach and quarterback with Frank Reich and Wentz. If that gives him any type of confidence, that could be positive for them. But I mean, to be honest with you, I think Indianapolis could win, but I don't know.
I ain't mad at you there.
I don't know. You know what I mean? So,
but if that's the case, then it's definitely going to be an over.
I don't even know about that. So let's go to the second to the last morning game for us on the Pacific Coast. Minnesota going to Cincinnati. This is another best bet of mine. I'm on the train until the train blows up. Joe B is in the house and the place to be. Yo, I think this is an easy over 3. I think they're going to win by 10.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, so do you remember the old thing about Kirk Cousins? He only plays in the morning time slot, only plays well in the morning time slot. He's got the morning time slot. Okay, he plays well. He plays the best the morning time slot at home. for whatever reason. And he's one of those COVID holdouts who's over here acting like, I don't need to do this and I don't need to do that. Now, not that that has any bearing on his level of productivity in the game, but Minnesota just has a lot going on, even though they have what you would like to look at is a growing and potent offense that can take the field with Dalvin Cook back there and Justin Jefferson as the heavy wideout, Randy Moss reincarnate out there trying to be. So when saying all of that, this is Cincinnati's world right here. You add the kid, not Waddle. What's my man's name, bro? Dang, I keep remembering what the
Jamar
other Alabama. Yeah, there you go, Jamar Chase
from LSU.
Well, I'm on this Alabama thing because of the quarterback and the wide receiver thing. They did it too. Joe Burrow, okay, Jamar Chase in the house, added to Boyd, Higgins, Joe Mixon, a hungry defense.
Sounds like some points.
A hungry defense who, been wanting to eat this whole time. They want their respect out there. They want to try to build in this division. This is my best bet. I'm taking it all around. I think Cincinnati wins outright. Forget the 3 points. If you want to take them, good. Take those 2. You might want to double up. But Cincinnati is plus 155 as it stands right now. I would gobble that up to win outright. If you're getting minus 110, minus 115, or 120, take the points too, because they're probably going to jig you because everybody sees what I see.
I don't have a lot to give on this, but I 100% agree with you, homie. And I would just take the Cincy money line on this, like you said, and roll with it. Even coming off the injury with Joe Burrow, there's no ill effects. If they're going to start him, he's ready to go. And then even with Jamar Chase being not so relevant in the preseason, dropping passes or whatever, you can't tell me those boys weren't working after hours the last 10 days getting shit straight, bro. And with what they had in college was electric, bro. Easy money right there.
Chalk it up. Where we going next?
San Francisco at Detroit. Detroit's a 7.5 underdog. Over under 45. Yeah, I mean, we don't know what Detroit is. We've heard all the stories the last, months of what's going on. And Dan Campbell, mad respect to him. He's a go-getter. He's fired up. He's ready to go. The coach of
that
Detroit.
He is. That he is.
I have San Francisco as a 10 in the power ranking. Like I said, if they fuck this up, then they drop. But San Francisco plus, I'd like to see it at plus 6.5 and not 7.5 because I think they win by a touchdown. But I think they could easily win by 10 with their defense if everybody's healthy and they are what they are. I'm just going San Francisco minus 7.5 easy.
Yeah, I would have to lean that way because I have them exactly that 7.5. I have San Francisco 7.5 points better than Detroit. Detroit has nothing. The reason how I know this is because the signs point to, I don't remember a single skill player in fantasy that I even considered that plays for the Lions. Not even my boy Goof.
Yeah, that's another thing, man.
Not even a one. So on top of that, we're hearing that Penei Sewell did not do well in preseason, holding down the offensive line. So I don't think they have anything. We talked about them. They were at 4.5 games, I think, or for the season total for futures. And we were looking at maybe that's an under. Like I said, this is not one of those games that they win. Like I said, I think Detroit maybe puts up 13, but this could be 30-13, man. And I think the game could be under because this is just going to be all San Francisco all the time. Yeah, but I agree with you otherwise, man. That was the last game. That was the last game for us cats in the morning, and then we go to the heavy guns. Heavy guns with heavy history going on right here when Cleveland takes the gang that we talked about earlier, Baker Mayfield. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Jarvis Landry, Myles Garrett, the whole crew. Plus my guy they got from the Rams, John Johnson, playing safety for him now. The whole crew, pack them up, take them to Arrowhead. Woo! Super Bowl runner-up, Chiefs, host, Cleveland Browns. Kansas City is favored by 6. They are given a total as it stands that I saw 54.5. Now, we both know, because we talked offline about that college game that these two had when they faced off. It was a damn track meet out there. Everything that could possibly go on went on in that game. Okay? Patrick Mahomes was 52 of 88 for 734 yards.
You know they're in the NFL now, right?
I'm just telling you what the possibilities could be. I'm floating the narrative. For 5 touchdowns. And your boy Baker Mayfield, 27 for 36.
That's Rudy's boy. Shout out Ryan Lesko.
545. And 7 touchdowns for a school record. Now, we was trying to think about, did they play each other last year, which I swore they did because we talked about that particular college game, Texas Tech versus Oklahoma last year, but we couldn't remember. Right now, man, I want to take Cleveland so bad. I got them circled, scratched out, circled again. But I like Kansas City at home, man. What you like? Damn, man. That's a hard one, man.
I exactly what you just referenced to with all the head-to-head in college when they played head-to-head because they already had the rivalry back then. You said Kansas City, you'll take 6.5. I'm opposite, brother. I'd take Cleveland plus 6.5. I think this is a 3-point game, maybe a 1-point game at the end all. I think Kansas City's on their way, taking a little bit of a step back. I don't know why. I think that, because they still have all the weapons, but I think they're going to take a little bit of a step back after they got knocked back into reality last year, after being on the hype train of winning the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And maybe it's because I'm rolling with Rudy and his boys in Cleveland, and I would take the plus 6.5 right now. If it gets up to 7 or 7.5, which I don't think it will, I don't think the line's going to move that much, but I would definitely take them within a touchdown. But right now I'd take Cleveland in a plus 6.5.
What do you think about the total 54.5? Because the best way to play defense against Patrick Mahomes is to keep him on the sideline. They got 2 capable running backs to hold the ball. What do you think about that? We talked about it being over initially, like easy up all the way. But now on second thought, like I said, I see your opinion on Cleveland. Like I said, I don't scratched it out, scrubbed it out, because I only have Cleveland 3 points worse than Kansas City. So why would I take 6.5 if I only see them as being 3 points better than Cleveland? Right? That would be stupid. So that's why, like I said, I don't know. I want to see, but I think that total, I think I'm starting to double back on that total. I'm starting to look down now, just because if they're smart, they would want to keep Mahomes off the field, no COVID.
Right. But if you're looking at it as, Cleveland coming, or Kansas City being a 7-point favorite, they're going to have to come out hot. They're going to have to be up 21-7 at halftime, right?
Yeah.
And then you know what happens if Cleveland gets the ball in the second, or Kansas City gets the ball in the second half, then they score another touchdown. It's 28-7. You know what happens after that? Then the fire under the ass kicks in and says, you know what? Hey, we got to score some points. So this is where we go into the second half plays like we always do at halftime. But even if they're up that much, I still think it comes back to be a close game, because we've seen Kansas City kind of sit on the ball, exactly what you're saying. You want to keep Patrick Mahomes off the ball, but you also you have Clyde Edwards-Helaire and freaking who's the other running back in Kansas City, but you have those guys who can carry the rock too. And
they got rid of
it
everybody.
Very well end up being a close game at the end. And yes, I definitely could see the over, but in different, not getting caught up in the over like I like. 54.5 is there. That'd be what, 27-ish each.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think Cleveland can keep it close. Not keep it close, but I think they can end up making it close with 6.5. And Cleveland's out to prove something, bro. You know, I mean, they're out there. They made great strides the last couple of years, and Baker's not messing around. So,
no, I agree. I definitely wouldn't be running up to the counter with Kansas City money in hand. That is not what I would do. We're not right now, especially watching how much they took their foot off the gas pedal and how many times they did it to us last year. So, like I said, that second half and bringing the game close, man, I think that makes all the difference in the Cleveland. If I was going to do anything, like I said, I have Cleveland scratched out. If I was to do anything, I would lean Cleveland, if anything, man.
Lean Cleveland plus 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to take the dog, man. I would be happy with dog money right there, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know if I don't know if I trust Kansas City to be on their Kansas City shit. You know what I mean? In this game 1, right?
Yeah.
They did it a little bit, and Patrick Mahomes played in the preseason. He played. He wasn't a little mark sitting on the bench with a headset and a hoodie on. He played. So I saw a little bit of them, and they looked crisp. But now it's go time against a high quality, top 5-6 team out there. So, like I said, let me see what happens at halftime.
I like it. We got Miami at New England. New England is now a 3-point favorite after the Mac Jones sighting. 43.5. Tua versus Mac, former Alabamaites, like we discussed before.
Mm-hmm.
Could be very interesting. Belichick versus former coach Flores. So you got the Alabama quarterbacks against each other. You got former compadres against each other. They played twice last year, obviously. And I think this is a close game. I would take Miami in the +3. Right now, I'd like to see 3.5. I'd like to see the hook.
Mm-hmm.
But I would take Miami +3. We'll see what Tua's about. We'll see what Gesicki's about. Shout out to the UW running backs, Myles Gaskin and Salvon Ahmed. So I think this is going to be a good game. I think Miami's out to prove something this year. I think they're going to be all right. I said, I'm just going to toot my own horn like I did last week and the week before. I told you Mac Jones would be the starter in New England. Told you all out there.
That he did.
Has the same 3 letters in the first name and the same, how many is that? 5 in the last name. Mac Jones, Tom Brady, they equal each other. That's what Belichick says in it. That's what Belichick believes in, that type of quarterback. Definitely Miami +3. I'd like to see 3.5. I'll wait till Sunday morning, see if the line moves a little bit before we do that. Or I say we because I know you're going to agree with me on this, homie. But the 43.5, I think this could definitely be one of those 21-20 games. So that's what I got. I like it. I want to see Miami prove themselves.
Yeah, this for the homie Aaron Jones right here, because last year we was getting into it about Tua's quality of quality.
Yeah, you guys are all haters.
Yes, I was, and just as much as I was hating this year, I am on the Tua train. Okay, let's get started. I like what I see so far. Like you said, again, dealing with my life. I ain't got shit else to do. I'm watching preseason. I seen him. He looked decently, especially in this game. because I think the catch in this game is it's the Brian Flores effect. Brian Flores knows what goes on in New England. He's going to have them prepared for all of the head games, the mojo of going into Gillette, being the Dolphins and playing New England up there. They don't have to worry about weather or nothing like that. Plus, Miami has been on the record for the last couple of years as doing something strange to New England for the last couple of years. So they know how to do stuff up there. Flores is running the game. Easy. Take Miami. This is a heavy like for me. And the 3. I got arrow. I got an up arrow on this game, man, but I scratched it out. So that must have been my lean over. Just trusting in Tua, adding the new weapon, because the preseason game I watched him, he just fed Waddle like he was trying to get him off, like he was trying to test their chemistry. So I think something's about to be popping in Miami, man.
I like it. All right, what you got next?
Shoot, let's go. Hey, the Denver Broncos are heading.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
To New York City to play the Giants. In this game right now, everybody's on this Denver situation, man. Again, Aaron Jones out there, he probably liking this first matchup. Denver's favored by 3. They're giving a -3 and a low number 42 total. They don't expect 2 bits of shit to happen in this game. And it very well might turn out just like that. I like Denver in this game. I'm always love low numbers like 42 just because of the fourth quarter effect. It could land right on there, to be honest, but I give Denver a good 24 points based on what they have available to them. I'm just waiting for and hoping that the Giants can put up 2 touchdowns and a field goal or something to this effect to get my numbers together. We don't know what the situation with Saquon Barkley as of yet, but apparently he's practicing. We don't know how swift he is about the foot. But if he shows out anything and can add anything with the addition of Kenny Golladay in New York, they should be able to put up a couple points versus Denver, as long as they don't have to be in Denver to play this game.
Oh, so what'd you say? You got Denver -3 on this?
Yeah, man, that's all I got, man. I'm gonna go with white gloves.
So hey, what did we talk about? We got to give Teddy Bridgewater his respect, right? Like this dude has been around. He's a proven winner, in my opinion. Dude came back from the knee injury how many years ago? 4 years ago in New Orleans. Been making the starts. Took it on the chin for the Carolina team last year. So I can't be mad at the Denver -3. However, and I'm not even a Saquon guy, and so we'll see how he turns up. But what I read a little bit, and I can't remember the guy's name. I should have wrote it down. I tried to write it, but I got caught up. There's a defensive coordinator in New York who's supposed to be the next genius defensive coordinator. So I want to see how this week plays out. And just from what I read about him and how he's supposed to be the next genius on the defensive side, I'm going to roll with the Giants +3 on this. I'd like to see 3.5, but I just want to see how this first week rolls out to see what the defense is all about, especially playing in that division too, like the NFC East, with those teams, I think. And they were already a top 10 defense last year, the Giants were. So we'll see. So I'm rolling with the Giants on this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if Denver pulls it out. Aaron Jones's Denver Broncos pull this out. So we got Green Bay and New Orleans. Hot
Let's
stuff.
go. Let's go. We changing locations.
They changed locations. They're playing in that is it not Jackson? It's not Jacksonville, is it? Is it Jacksonville? Jacksonville. +4.
Neutral field.
So New Orleans is a 4-point underdog. Basically, they're the home team on this one, but they're playing in Jacksonville. Over under 50. I'm just gonna get to the point right now.
Let's go.
Like I said last week, Jameis is gonna throw for 400 yards against the Green Bay defense. So you know what that means? That means Aaron Rodgers is gonna have to throw for 500 in the opening week. So, and plus, in the fantasy football league that we're doing with This Is Funner, I'm an underdog against Corey's wife, Jennifer.
Damn shame.
In a league where I got Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. So I need this dude to put up 7 touchdowns to save face for my whole year in this fantasy football league. So the over-under is 50. I definitely see this game going over. It's probably the second lockiest lock of the day of Sunday. And
the over?
The over, yes. Mm-hmm. The over. Easy. Because Jameis is going to come out firing away like we talked about in the sun.
Yep.
His new 2020 vision in the scheme that he's got. He still has Kamara back there to take those little dump downs. Just to get to the point, I like the over. And you know what? I do like Green Bay by 4. I think they win by a touchdown because Jameis is still Jameis, and he's probably going to throw a couple interceptions just by not making the right decisions. But I still think Jameis throws for 400. And then let's just throw it out there. Let's just say Aaron Rodgers throws for 5, makes a move.
Okay, I agree wholeheartedly with the New Orleans situation. I'm gonna ride that on this. I think the 4 is too much. The only concern that I have is if they have any issues with the outside play. Green Bay plays outside all the time. Good conditions are just better for them. But in that field where they're used to playing on turf, is that any kind of concern with for New Orleans? I don't think it is. These dudes are pros. I'm the same as you. Big bet, best bet on the over. That's easy up. And I think that New Orleans can run and gun enough to keep this game close.
Word.
Shoot. Hey, here we go. Now we're talking about Sunday night. That's the day games for the slate. Morning and 1 p.m. our time. Now we're talking about prime time, Sunday night football. Chicago Bears visit the LA Rams at the greatest stadium in the world, at SoFi Stadium. This a layup, easy. We're gonna have Chicago's gonna have major problems. Okay, we're gonna win this game by 10 plus, double digits, easy. But I do think that because of some continuity issues, Chicago is just not going to be able to get shit started. I've watched them again, no life, health concerns. I've watched them. They did not look good. When I saw Justin Fields take that hit that knocked his helmet down the street, I said he is not ready for Aaron Donald, not even in the slightest. Okay, so we got Sebastian Day coming for him too. Man, it's going to be heavy problems. And if that's just Fields, and they throwing Dalton to the wind first, Jalen is ready and just waiting. And I'm waiting to see this new amoeba style setup that they're trying to do with the secondary and the linebacker with Jalen playing this crazy role. We're going to see how that turns out. I think it's going to be mad confusing because, first of all, Andy Dalton looks confused already. Okay, so I say you got to run with LA Rams winning outright. It's a double-digit win, so take the points with you. Give them away, throw them up in the air like confetti, and it very well could be an under game.
Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about this. I'd have to agree with the -8 with your Rams and not big homie. I'd like to lean towards the over in this because I think Matthew Stafford is out there to prove something. He's got Darrell Henderson. He's got Cooper Kupp. He has your I forgot his name now. But he has
Robert
some
Woods,
weapons out there. He has Higbee too at tight
Bobby
end.
Trees, all day.
So I mean, he has weapons. He's been waiting for weapons since Calvin Johnson era in Detroit.
It's going to be 30-14. It's going to be a wash.
Well, hey, we'll take a push. If the offense and McVay likes Stafford a lot, so it's going to be interesting. But we'll see what Chicago's about. They have a high upside, I think, and like we talked about, they're one of those teams that are going to have to get into the rebuilding process probably after this year. So they could be taking a big nosedive. So you're right, it could be 30-10 or whatever. So we'll see what happens. But I'm on the Rams -8 for sure.
Book it, hometown play of the week. You got to go run up, throw some money down on the counter. Take every point that they give you. As long as it's under 10, this is a double-digit win. It's happening easy. Rams over Bears.
How you say book it? Take the
points, as many as they'll give you, until you get to 10.
But it's
going to be a double-digit win, because then it would be a push if they just win by 10.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? You got to follow me. Jump in my cab.
I see what you're saying. I see it's some nonsense. So we got Monday Night Football, Baltimore at Las Vegas Raiders, +4.5. I don't know about Baltimore. They are the preseason champs, as we discussed last year. 20 victories in a row, whatever. Interested to see what Vegas is all about. I believe in John Gruden over John Harbaugh in this circumstance. Still don't know what Lamar's about. Just to get straight to the point, I will take Las Vegas in a +4.5. With the +4.5, just because I think they're going to be able to maintain it and keep it close at home. First football game in the Roomba Dome with fans. They can definitely keep it close. It's going to be live. Yep.
It's going to be live. And like I said, I would not agree with you. I would not disagree with you. But I lean to the under in this game just because of that same fact. I think what I've seen from Lamar Jackson and his inability to get things flowing unless it's flowing through him. You know what I mean? It's just like what we used to see with RG3. It was like if it wasn't him doing it, we didn't know where it was coming from. And he can run all over the field. That's cool. But once they get down there, they end up with field goals. Okay, so Justin Tucker becomes a fantasy darling. So I just look for their touchdowns. I don't think that they did enough.
Over 3.5 field goals, brother. We'll talk about that next week.
All day, especially right here. This could be an easy one right here. Because again, I don't think they did enough on the outside to give Lamar weapons. They already took an L with J.K. Dobbins going down. As far as I don't know what that does to their continuity as a running back, but they're going to go with Gus Edwards and whatever else they got.
They did sign Le'Veon Bell, but is he going to be ready for Monday night? No.
Not going to be ready, but he'll be useful. He'll be useful as the season goes on, but it ain't going to help this game at all. And I think that just off of the building that they put in and whatever installations they did to the playbook for this year, this first game, I think the Raiders coming out motivated, heavy. Josh Jacobs, David Carr, everybody got something to prove. Last week we were talking about them being a team that's on the verge of falling one side of the fence or the other. So I give the lean to the under on that 51, and I would definitely look to the underdog at the home underdog with Vegas.
I like it, 100%, homie. So I want to throw out my homie play of the week. My homie hardline play of the week is Chris Carson, going to run for 100 yards. I alluded to that earlier. Going to get a touchdown. But the other one, I know we only do one, but I'm going to do two.
Go ahead.
is Jason Myers over 3.5 field goals. That's a lock, brother.
Book it.
Book it. Because you know the Seahawks will get in there and they're not going to score some touchdowns early. Yep. They're going to get some field goals. So over 3.5 field goals seems to be the play. I told you all I liked this last year. Told you earlier this year that we're going to talk about that. So that's my homie hardline play of the week. What you got, homie, for your boys?
Yo, it's been said once. It's been said twice. I'm going to say it again since it needs clarification. The hometown play of the week is go to your back pocket, pull some money out, run to the counter, run to the app, throw down Rams -8. That's easy money. You already know that you can go wherever you want to go with the money line because the Rams win outright. This is a double-digit win, people. Don't believe the hype. The Bears have absolutely nothing in the way of stopping the Rams, even if we had Jared Goff, because that's how I looked at this game. If we had Jared Goff, would we still smoke these guys? And I say yes.
Slow down on the Jared Goff thing.
Hometown play of the week.
All right, I ain't mad at you, homie. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. Go to thisisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family. You can follow me on Twitter at Stix015. Follow this guy, Anonymous Big Homie, at homie_anonymous. Y'all know we got the fire coming, baby. Use the hashtag Stix and Sports. Hope you all enjoyed this part of the NFL season. It's kicking off, baby. We're there tomorrow. So let's fire it up. We got a lot of stuff to come out. Maybe we'll get you a little teaser this weekend. We'll do our best. What you got, homie?
That's right. We're not even playing, man. Hey, look, I got to go, man, because I got to keep reading this story, man. Did you hear what happened yesterday?
Oh, shit.
Look. So the police are out there. It's a standoff with this kid. A whole battalion of police is out there doing a standoff with this kid. Guess what happened? No, they didn't shoot the kid. A lady rolls up naked on a golf cart in the middle of the standoff, bro.
Where the fuck was that?
Now, guess where this happened at?
Where?
Florida. You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is, man. She just rolled up naked and drunk on a golf cart and stopped and parked in the middle of a police standoff. She didn't see a damn thing coming. She felt like this is her world. You can kiss her ass literally and easily because she ain't got no damn clothes on. This is funner.
That was Sports Fix with Stix. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. If you want to join the show, use the hashtag Stix and Sports.
Winners don't make excuses.